Okay, so the audio had an issue here, so I'll do a voiceover. But the deal is that we're working on putting some fluid in the tires with this little pump that I had on hand. Had to put a connector on it, but we're going to be using the pump to go ahead and put some RV Marine antifreeze into the wheel there. This is the propylene glycol. It's important that there's a couple of different ones of these, even this pink stuff. Some of them contain an ethanol or an alcohol, which I didn't care for that because I didn't figure it would interact well with the rubber tires. So I had to find this premium version of this Tractor Supply antifreeze. It was really the only place I could find that had the antifreeze without ethanol in it. So trying to get it into the different little tires here, I'm going to have to try and use this hose and this little pump, go into the valve stem there, and what I've got is I've actually taken a valve stem cover and kind of shaved the end off and stuffed it down into the end of this hose, and it seems like it should work pretty well, and so we'll see how that works out and give that a try. But everything should be pretty straightforward here to get these tires filled and get some ballast. Got my bottle jack out, hadn't used it in forever either. A little bit of cribbing under it. But let's give this thing a try. We got the connectors wired up onto the pump there. It's got a nice connector here. Piece of heavy gauge wire that I had here, and I put those on it. They were spares from something, who knows what. Don't even know, the pump doesn't seem to have any arrows on it, so I'm not quite sure which direction it goes. So this will be the first test. Also, I didn't put the hoses on very tight because I didn't know if they had to come back off, so they may blow off too. So let's just give it a try here. Put our hose down in here. Getting bubbles in there, so that's not it. Okay. So we've bled all the pressure off of the tire, and for the manual it'll take about 5.6 gallons. Couldn't get enough for today. I got, I guess, 11 gallons, so I'll put 5 in each and see how it does. Alright. Boy, it's draining it quick. Shut off, see if bubbles come back. See, I don't have any sort of vent up here. I'm assuming that it'll have enough back pressure to kind of push back through and bubble out if it needs to. All right, that went pretty quick. I got to readjust the hose and probably get a second bit of this fluid and get it going. Everything's going pretty good so far. We've put in basically most of 5 gallons so far. Flies and stuff are starting to come out. But most of 5 gallons, this was what was left in each one of these, kind of poured back into here, so I'm trying to get it in there. But what we've done is I'll show you, you run the pump on here, and then once basically I got through each gallon, I would then pull this side off of the pump and let the air vent. It's actually gently bubbling right now. I don't know if you can hear it or not. But, so let's go ahead and put the tube in. See if we can get most of our stuff out. Turn the pump on. You can see it goes pretty quickly. think that's about the best we're going to get. So then we'll kind of let the air all go out of the tube. All the fluid. Pump off. Kink it just for a second here. And then you can hear that. And I'll just let it off gas for a minute here. But that's 5 gallons. If I couldn't get more, so when I can manage to get a couple more gallons, I'll add the other gallon to each tire. So this is the first one. Everything seemed to go pretty well here. None of it was terribly inconvenient or anything like that. So that went well. I had initially bought a little kit too to use. They have an adapter for the garden hose to attach onto there. And I have a little garden hose transfer pump, I guess you'd call it. But it just seemed like it was going to be a lot more messy to use the garden pump, the little transfer pump and garden hose and everything, and then just some little tubing. And it really didn't take long at all to do this first tire. It took more time to set everything up than really to get the fluid transferred into it. All right, so far so good.